He wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. A new video every week for Pokemon Month. He will make your brain explode with all of his useless facts. And with his trusty Pikachu, they'll kick your butt.
Pokemon, gotta watch him.
It's him and him. He makes videos by himself.
Pokemon.
Oh, he's all alone with just his Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, he's pretty obsessed, but at least he's well dressed. He'll teach you about this game that he loves.
Gotta learn some stuff
about Pokemon.
Pokemon.
The Pokemon anime. A pillar of the Pokemon community. I'm sure just about all of us have fond memories of waking up on Saturday mornings to catch a brand new episode. Unfortunately, for all of us Pokemaniacs out there, the show appears to have dropped off in quality. Gone are our days of wonder at each new episode. Now Ash Ketchum has become the poster child of a really bad Pokemon trainer. So, the question is, what happened? Where was the misstep? This is what went wrong with the Pokemon anime, and what can be done about it. To figure out what went wrong, we need to go back and find out what made Pokemon great in the first place. So, to the beginning! Pokemon anime starts with young Ash Ketchum, who is now old enough to receive his first Pokemon from Professor Oak. He's late to the party. Instead of a starter, he ends up with a Pikachu. His adventures as a rookie trainer proceed from here. And right off the back, we have something important about Ash. It's his inexperience. When we were all kids, this was us. We weren't as experienced as Ash was. Just like Ash was brand new to this world, so were we. So, as Ash progressed throughout the series, we grew with it. By the end of the series, Ash, though still fairly inexperienced compared to some of us today, had grown considerably from when he started off. Just like at the Pokemon League tournament. Especially in the early rounds, Ash shows a really great level of finesse and skill against his opponents. He clears shop really fast. Though he may have lost in the end, he still shows that he's pretty good. He's a great trainer. Then there's the Orange Islands or whatever. And then we get to the Johto series, and here we see the trend continue. Ash's travels continue to make him grow as a trainer. The most important part about this is that his past experience hasn't gone away. You see many times in the series using a combination of his newly caught Pokemon and older Pokemon. He also demonstrates a pretty thorough knowledge of things like type advantages. Most of the time he even uses his Pokemon accordingly, and all this builds up to a pretty decent trainer. And what is, in my opinion, the magnum opus of the series, the Silver Conference. Ash may have lost in the Silver Conference, but that's not really the important part of it. The important part is Ash Ketchum versus Gary Oak. This battle is huge for the series. Like all of us, starting where Ash was, we've had to watch Gary Oak, who is considerably more experienced, wreck our young Ash Ketchum at every single turn. So this battle shows Ash, who was incredibly inexperienced, versus Gary, who was incredibly powerful, going at it. At this point, the battle is between two highly experienced trainers who have been going at it since day one of their journeys. It's basically the epitome of the season finale. Everything the show has been working towards pays off right here. The resulting battle is barely won by Ash, but it truly seemed like he earned this win. And with that, so did we. We, like Ash, had grown with him along this path. We had all become more experienced and better trainers. We struggled right alongside Ash as he achieved his goals. Or lost in the end, but that's not the important part. Now, the series doesn't stop there, as you can guess. Next we have the Hoenn series. Now, this may not be the best one around, but I think that's mostly because this is the point in time when a lot of people fell away from Pokemon. Or, if you're me, you're still going strong with it. This series introduced a new character, May, and Ash's experience as a trainer, instead of being shown as being an actual trainer and progressing through the league, is shown in him mentoring May, at least in the first few episodes. May is meant to represent the starting Pokemon trainer, who we were when we saw Ash. Ash is now where we would be, seeing other people start and maybe helping them a bit along the way. He actually does a pretty good job on instructing May on all the basics and even helps her win a couple battles. After home we get, in what is my opinion, one of the best series in terms of Ash's experience having grown. The Battle Frontier. For those who never watched this series, I would actually suggest going back and watching it because it's really good, at least compared to a lot of the other Pokemon animes. Here we see Ash and company going back to Kanto to travel around and find various battle facilities so Ash could earn badges or symbols or whatever they were. The real part here is that Ash uses a wide variety of Pokemon's battles, all of them picked for specific battles, like using Heracross against a guy who used a Venusaur because he knew he'd have the advantage. He also has multiple achievements against opponents using legendary Pokemon. In his first Battle Frontier battle, he had to fight an Articuno. In the final one, he had to fight 3 Reggies. Then, at the end of the series, the Frontier Brains, who, mind you, are some of the most elite trainers of all time, offer Ash Ketchum the opportunity to become a Frontier Brain himself. That's right, Ash freaking Ketchum. Now the dude turns it down so he can keep adventuring, obviously. So that gets us to where the show starts decreasing in value. And we're at Diamond and Pearl. Here's where a lot of problems start arising. For instance, Ash takes on a new protege, Dawn. But unfortunately this time, compared to training May, he fails. His attempt to help her catch Pokemon and win battles and do basic trainer things falls through, like always. The particular offense here in this series is Ash's new rival, Paul. So at this point we had all grown significantly ourselves, unlike Ash. I mean, there's like a 10-year difference between the original series and this one. So naturally a lot of us who are still big into Pokemon knew a whole lot about it. See, in Diamond and Pearl, the competitive scene started getting really big, especially with the introduction of online battling. So there are a lot of complex situations that people started adapting to. Picking Pokemon, training them for EVs, and having specific moves that would make them better against their opponents. Now, which character represents this in the anime? It's Paul, the bad guy. Most people are like, he's not the bad guy, he's just the rival. Except he's literally a jerk to everyone. Not just to everyone, also to his Pokemon. He treats them like garbage, pushing them to their limit just for the sake of an ability. An ultimate douchebag. And this is the guy we are most like. And the person we're supposed to be watching and enjoying and thrusting our own emotions on is really bad. I mean, this is a guy with a whole lot of experience at this point. I mean, he loses so often in Diamond and Pearl, and that's not even the worst anime. It's just where everything starts going bad. The ultimate worst is Black and White. I'm pretty sure this anime alone is a huge part of why people hate the 5th generation in general. Ash in this anime is basically one of the dumbest characters of all time. I mean, let's look at the very first episode. Ash ends up meeting a new rival. Naturally, they have a one-on-one Pokemon battle. Except, this new rival, Trip, had just gotten his first Pokemon. And Ash goes and loses. He loses, everybody. He loses to a person with a level 5 Pokemon using his Pikachu. The show attempts to play it off because Pikachu couldn't use any electric type attacks. But don't forget, Pikachu has Quick Attack and Iron Tail, which at Pikachu's training could one-hit a level 5 Snivy. How do you lose that badly, Ash? Hey Ash, remember when you beat a significantly stronger Raichu by not using electric attacks? Why don't you just do that again? You dingus. Throughout this series, he fails a basic Pokemon 101. He picks some of the worst type choices, and he fails to capture really easy to catch Pokemon. Ash, you're terrible, man! Now, unfortunately, I haven't looked too far into the X and Y anime, but from what I see, they do at least make the guy not a complete fool, so that helps. So after all this nonsense, we can conclude that Ash has some serious problems. He's not only stopped growing as a trainer, but he's backtracked. Now he, instead of making informed decisions on things like type advantages, he just goes with the Pokemon that doesn't make sense, because why not? So, the big question is, what can be done about the anime? And personally, two solutions come to mind. The first and most easiest would be simple. Get rid of Ash. Now, after 6 generations and give or take 900 episodes, it's quite unlikely they'll get rid of Ash, so we're kind of stuck with him. So, we're going to have to go with option number 2. Let's simply add more character development. See, Ash can progress as a trainer and be good and continue to grow. You won't have to make him a complete fool every time we start over. And that's basically the problem that the anime keeps having. Now the X and Y anime, at the very least, appears to be doing alright with this. Though they started over from the beginning, they at least have shown a level of improvement as Ash goes on, and shown that he's decently competent. I would prefer if they went back by referencing his past adventures, bringing in his old Pokemon, but as far as this is considered, it's at the very least better than Black and White. Who knows where the anime will go from here, but at the very least adding something that resembles an actual character arc can make the show, at the very least, not suck. Anyway, what do you guys think? Can the anime be salvaged with Ash still as a protagonist? Should the White Clan start over? Anyway, let me know in your comments below, and until next time, Landon out.